What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. Let's get to it. All right, we back on football. Want to touch on the AFC North. One of my last two divisions in the NFL that I want to touch base on and talk about my predictions for the NFL season. We almost there. Football is here. The AFC North is going to be possibly the most exciting division in football, in my opinion. But I'm doing it next to last, and I'll explain that when I get to the last division later. But very, very possibly the AFC North is that division. It's the most competitive of all the divisions, no question. It's been that way for a little while now, and even more so now. The team that's probably going to be the last place team in the AFC North, the Pittsburgh Steelers. One of the greatest sports franchises in NFL history. The 6-time Super Bowl champ, Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Coach Tomlin is one of the best coaches in all of the NFL. Probably number 2, in my opinion, right there next to Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. And for years, Tomlin was right there neck and neck with the great Bill Belichick. Tomlin's been around for a while, and even when his teams haven't had the greatest amount of talent around, he manages to win football games. Now, for Pittsburgh fans, they want Super Bowls. So there are some Pittsburgh fans out there that are ready for more than just being above 500. And now Tomlin's got 2 quarterbacks he's trying to figure out what to do with in order to get them there. With bad quarterback play and a great defense and team play and good coaching, they've been able to be a decent squad. With a great quarterback, they might be thinking Super Bowl. I think this year, although it hasn't been going well for Russell Wilson as of yet in the preseason, you still start Russell. Allow Fields to learn a little bit more and sit back and learn from Coach Tomlin and the O coordinator. Watch as things unfold. His body gets a little bit of rest as well, and you bring him next year. Even if Russell plays well, I think Justin Fields is the future. So you move Russell. If possible, he gets to go somewhere and continue his career because he played well. And if he didn't, well, you got him on the cheap, and you still move to Justin Fields regardless. But Pittsburgh has promise. This year, I think they could win 9 to 10 games. I'm going to go with 10 games in that division, which is a lot for a last-place team. But it's going to be war in the AFC North. Coming in at the 3rd spot is a team that could possibly be a Super Bowl contender depending on their quarterback. That's the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson, we've been waiting for him to show up like the check that he got to be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, the check that set the market. But we haven't quite seen that. Joe Flacco got these guys to the playoffs, but then they got dealt with. Deshaun Watson has played in the past to the level of a quarterback that could lead the Cleveland Browns to a Super Bowl when you look at the rest of the talent they got. Arguably the best defense, led by Garrett. They got a decent running game, all-around team-oriented squad, but they need their quarterback to take them to the next level. I think that Deshaun Watson will play okay this year. I don't think we're going to see remnants of the Houston Deshaun Watson, but I could see them winning 11 games this year. Now, will that get them in the playoffs? The AFC is loaded, so we'll have to see. But it's going to be tough to win the division or even come in second when you've got the Cincinnati Bengals who are going to be looking to win that division. Joe Burrow's back. Now, Jamar Chase and his contract, what happens there, that's a big deal. I think it's kind of crazy that with 2 years left, there's talk of him sitting out to force the hand of Cincinnati to get his deal. What are we coming to? I mean, are they going to start signing contracts and then sit because they didn't get a 8-year instead of the 4-year that was given to them, or 10 instead of the 5? I don't know. I kind of get the holdout with 1 year to go, but 2 years seems ridiculous. So hopefully Jamar Chase plays, but it's his money and it's his life, so he gonna do what he gonna do, and I wish him the best. But if he plays, Joe Burrow's healthy, they could win a Super Bowl. They definitely could win the division. They're a team to be reckoned with, and I feel that Cincinnati will be in the playoffs. Will they win the division will depend on how things go in Baltimore. It was a big time move to get King Henry along with Lamar Jackson, who I think is one of the 2 best quarterbacks in all of football, top 5 player in the NFL, best running quarterback in the history of the league, but he can throw a little bit too. And he's managed to be a running quarterback and for the most part be healthier than some of the guys of the past. He's had some injury issues, but 2 league MVPs say he's been able to keep it together for the most part. And we'll see what happens this year. He looks like he's coming in even better shape. And now King Henry doesn't have to carry the load like he did on his previous team and be the guy that everything is based around. He's got Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson doesn't have to be the guy that everything's based around. They also started getting him some help in the wideout spot for Lamar last year. That with King Henry, that defense that was number 1 in the league will still be a top 5 this year. Good coaching there too. They have no excuse not to be in the playoffs. They should win the division, but that'll be tough because Cincinnati is legit. But Super Bowl should be all that's on their mind, and we need to see Lamar play better in the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to see what happens there. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you're looking for. J Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.